Oh, sorry I'm late. Things have been a little bit crazy this morning, and I haven't quite gotten everything done that I need to, like every day. First of all, let me apologize for the fact that the Mentor Monday video has not come out yet. I actually did videotape it yesterday, but I have not had a chance to edit it. I warned you guys that when competition season started up, it might get a little crazy around here trying to keep up with YouTube on top of my already insane schedule. So I just had to apologize for that and just let you guys know that I'm going to do my best to keep up with these videos, but I can not guarantee that I will be able to keep up with the rigorous schedule. Hi, Monica. Welcome. Hey, and guess what, you guys? YouTube just informed me that from now on, I think when you watch the chat back, you'll be able to see the chat as it happened instead of losing it. So that's kind of cool. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome. I really don't have a plan for today. Like I said a little bit ago, it's been a crazy morning. And I literally just kicked my kids out of my room. They're still doing school. And my 15-year-old is making me breakfast. So he might actually bring it in. And I won't be able to videotape it today because I'll probably have to eat it while I'm talking to you guys. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Kendall. Kendall is one of my awesome moderators over at the Keto Chaos Facebook page. If you guys are not already on the Facebook, head on over there and check it out because that's the way you can get one-on-one support from me and from my awesome moderators. So let's get into it. Let's have some questions. I see that Jesse wants to know if Diet Coke is okay on keto. Yeah, it's fine. Aspartame, especially the aspartame ones, so like Diet Pepsi is sucralose, but both sucralose and aspartame are 0% on the glycemic index, which means they won't raise your blood sugar level, which means they won't raise your insulin level, which means they won't trigger the fat storage response. So yeah, diet soda is fine. People are always saying they need to give it up, but frankly, I'm never giving mine up. Well, maybe not never. I mean, we never know, but anyway. All right, Nancy would like to know, did I ever get the keto rash? And she wonders if it goes away. I did not personally deal with keto rash. I did see some people on the Facebook group who shall not be named who mentioned it, and I'm trying to remember what the suggestions were, but I just can't think of them. I know people said raise your carb level a little bit, but probably it's a symptom of ketosis. I would imagine if it's a symptom of ketosis that over time it should decrease. Just like usually the bad breath decreases and the body odor decreases because your body starts to use the ketones more effectively and stops putting them out through sweat. But I honestly don't know. I would ask on Optimal Ketogenic Living. I think that they've got some people over there that could probably answer that. They aren't a group I necessarily recommend because I find some of their practices to be a little odd. But they have some pretty great info and they have some pretty great people that are knowledgeable. So if you are avoiding the website or the Facebook page, which shall not be named, you could go over to Optimal Ketogenic Living and ask them there. So, all right. Let's see. What do we have? Kendall says she prefers Coke Zero. Yep. I am not a Diet Coke lover. In fact, when I go to a restaurant and I ask for Coke Zero and they say all they have is Diet, it literally kills me inside. But I have to admit that the new Diet Coke Mango is not bad. It's actually pretty good. The ginger lime is just basically Diet Coke. It doesn't taste any different to me. The cherry is just but the mango's pretty decent. All right. Kimmy asks, do you feel like incorporating fish into the keto diet is super beneficial? She's not a fan of fish, but she's okay with tuna, and ever since she's been doing that, she's seeing better results on the scale. I don't know that it matters the different kind of proteins that you use. Fish is beneficial for many reasons. Number one reason, omega-3s, omega-3 fatty acids. I get mine in my vitamins, but you know, if you're incorporating fish into your diet and you weren't normally doing that and you weren't getting those omega-3s, your body just might be really, really happy. Also, fish tends to be lower in fat, and so you're getting a lot more protein with lower fat calories, which might have something to do with it, but who knows, right? If it's working, keep doing it. That's what I say. But I haven't heard of any correlation between using different proteins, whether that matters. It's pretty much macros usually. Any protein will do. Okay, Jesse wants to know, do I check my blood ketone levels? And the answer is no. I do not test and I do not chase ketones for multiple reasons. Number one reason, because it's just stressful. I don't want to have to, I mean, I already have to worry about the number on the scale and it's already stressing me out. If I'm stressing over the number on the ketone meter, it's just going to make it worse. If I'm eating under 20 carbs per day, I know I'm in ketosis. It doesn't matter how high I am in ketosis. It doesn't matter how low. If you're in ketosis, you're burning fat. The amount of ketones that's currently circulating in your blood does not necessarily guarantee that you're burning more fat. It just is a side effect of ketosis, having ketones in your blood, and it just means your body hasn't burned them yet. So I don't test. It's just not worth it. Definitely, if you're going to test, use a blood meter. Do not use the strips. The strips can be completely unreliable based on how much water you have drunk. So basically, the strips can tell you if you've gone into ketosis, but they're not worth the money in the long run. So if you're going to test, invest in a blood ketone meter. All right. When you have the keto flu, do you have symptoms like a head cold or a cough? No, not usually. That's usually just a sign that you are sick. Keto flu, generally, you have headaches. Oh, hey, my breakfast has arrived. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, I'm videotaping my breakfast. Haha, I bet you couldn't guess what I was having. Oh, and... right? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Oliver. Yep. So yeah, keto flu, usually headaches. A T-zone headache is like number one sign for me. If I start to feel any pressure through here, I go, uh-oh, low in my sodium. I need to up my sodium. Sometimes you can get really nauseous and shaky. One time my voice stopped working. My brain would still function, but I couldn't speak very well. It was like I was drunk. So random symptoms like that, muscle aches, cramping, usually are symptoms of keto flu. And that's why it's called flu, because it feels kind of like when you have a fever and everything's achy, that kind of thing. But not usually cough and cold symptoms, so you may just be sick. So, you know, you can double up on your zinc, take some vitamin C, make sure that it's a low-carb supplement. Don't, you know, some of those supplements have a lot of sugar, so just double check that. Let's see. Hey, Mike from Neato Keto is here. He says he hates Diet Coke too. All right, man. We're friends now. If you guys haven't checked out Neato Keto's channel, you got to get over there. He's actually like close to tripling his subs just like this last week. And I'm like, finally, man. Woo! He has the best channel. He's so interesting to watch. He's a really good vlogger. He has some really cool subject matter, and he just recently did kind of a collab with Keto Connect, which was great. And that's probably where his new subbies are coming from. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Neato Keto, Neto Keto, he is one to watch. Okay. Is it a big no-no to have any form of sugar, or is it okay as long as the amount is under 20 carbs? I'm not an if it fits your macros kind of girl. To me, it should be no sugar. Though sometimes, like especially like with bacon, bacon is sugar cured. It's listed on the ingredients list. Sometimes I will eat things like my Alfredo sauce. I think has a gram of sugar or something in it. So that kind of thing I usually don't. But I'm not gonna go out and put like a tablespoon of rice on my plate and like eat that. That's just a slippery slope. It's dangerous. You're just going to want more, and I don't recommend it. So, yeah, like if you're eating really, really dark chocolate and it has a little sugar in it, that's different. You know, like chocolate has a lot of benefits. I recommend going for the Lily bars though, even though they're more money, because they have erythritol and it's lower glycemic. But anytime you consume sugar, you're going to have a glycemic reaction. You're going to have an insulin response and you're going to trigger your fat storing mode. So I don't recommend it. Avoid it as much as possible. Get your carbs from veggies as much as you can, or for like yogurt, things like that. But don't get it from actual starches if you can help it. All right. Okay, you guys are talking to each other again. Okay, Jesse asks, do I do a mixed drink like alcohol? No, I'm actually a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we're Mormon. We don't drink alcohol. But you can. But on keto, you have to be careful with alcohol because it seems like a weird side effect is that you get drunk faster. I'm not sure if that's something to do with the way the alcohol metabolizes, but I've heard to stick to like Diet Coke and vodka, things like that, like a diet soda with a less carby liquor, but I don't know anything about alcohol, so I've literally never drunk alcohol. I think I accidentally drank a sip of an alcoholic margarita once and almost started crying because I didn't ever want to drink any. So yeah, that's where I am on alcohol. All right. I know, Nito Keto, he makes you feel lazy, right? That's what Ginger from Keto in the UK is saying. Oh my gosh. He made me this really awesome workout plan. And hanging my head in shame, literally. I'm going to do it someday. Maybe. I really am. I want to because Mike is awesome and he took the time to make that for me. But I keep trying to get Mike to post me a video. So if he'd make me a video of the exercise, then I'd be forced to do it because I'd have to do it ridiculously badly and make a really cool collab. But that would be inspiring to me. But right now, I don't know. All right. Kayla asks, I want to start incorporating Soleil water in my routine. How much should I start with? And what do I put mine in? Okay, I have multiple videos on my Soleil, and I talk about it. I even talked about it this last week in my St. George vlog, my vacation vlog. Personally, I take like 6 tablespoons a day. The recommended minimum from Finney and Volek currently is 4 tablespoons, which is about 5,000 milligrams of sodium. I carry mine around with me in this Go Stack cup. You can see it's almost empty today. I don't know if you can read it, and it's backward probably. But it's Go Stack with a S-T-A-K. You can get it on Amazon. And what's really cool about these is that you can make your Soleil water in your regular jar, then pour the clear water off in here and then start a new jar so that you always have one going. And then this little section here and this line here and this line here, they're all exactly 1.5 tablespoons. It's about 22 grams or milliliters of Soleil water. So I know I'm getting 2,000 milligrams every time I take this. So I keep the top empty and I open up the bottom, pour it into the top, and I actually just shoot it. At the beginning, I didn't. And sometimes I do mix it in like a bottle of water. I carry like a bottle with me so that when I'm in the mood, I can do that. And I carry my Mio drops with me. This is the orchard apple. I really love the way that the salty Soleil tastes with the orchard apple. Another good flavor is, I think it's the watermelon, strawberry watermelon, or the something pineapple, strawberry pineapple. I can't remember. That one's a pretty decent one to start with. But you just mix it in like a bottle of water with 1 tablespoon of Soleil and a few squirts of Mio to taste. And you can take it that way. You can sip on it that way. That's probably the easiest way to start taking Soleil water. I don't recommend pulling out Soleil water and taking a tablespoon in a shot right away, especially not on an empty stomach, and especially not without chasing it with water. Because even now, if I take it on an empty stomach without water, my eyes start watering and I feel like I'm going to vomit. Like I start salivating and my stomach burns. So be careful with the Soleil. Taking it in water is better at first. And now I just know that I can shoot it and follow it with water, or even drink water first and then shoot it It's just fast. And you know, if you've watched my channel, that I literally have like 5 seconds between things. And a lot of time I just carry this in my purse because I'll forget to take my Soleil and I'll start to feel in the T-zone, feeling pressure or feeling dizzy, and I'll go, uh-oh, I need to take some, and I'll just grab it, pour it, and take it. That's just the way I do it now. That is not the way I did it at the beginning. When I started out, I just would carry salt around with me in a baggie that I would measure out the 5,000 milligrams of sodium, and I would take it that way. But I have learned through trial and error that I need more than 5,000 to keep the muscle cramping at bay. My body, I guess, is just really flushes the potassium, and the sodium keeps your body from flushing potassium. So if you want to keep your potassium, you need to also make sure that you keep up on your sodium, because if your body panics and thinks it doesn't have enough sodium, it will flush your potassium first. You will end up with the muscle cramping, and it's hard to kind of get caught back up on potassium. It seems like it takes a few days. So yeah, that's just kind of been my experience. I don't know, that's anecdotal. I have no proof that all of that is true. It just is the way it is for me. If I don't take basically 8,000 milligrams on top of food, not counting the salt on my eggs, not counting the sodium in my bacon. So I get to about 10,000, 11,000 most days. And that's where I feel energized, and that's where I don't have headaches, and I don't have muscle cramping and that kind of thing. So that's what I suggest. Take it easy at first. Try and get 4 tablespoons in, spread them throughout the day, add them to water, use Mio drops. What are my thoughts on smart coffee? I don't even know what smart coffee is. I have no idea. If it's a keto-fied product like keto coffee that's been coming out from I think it's the Thrive Corporation or whatever. If it's an MLM product, I don't agree with it. Actually, you know what? I don't agree with it probably at all if it's not just plain coffee. But you can tell me what's in it. If it's bulletproof coffee, then I say no, because I don't get my fats from my drinks, and I don't think you should either. You can put a little bit of heavy whipping cream in there, or even some MCT powder, but I don't recommend MCT oil in your coffee or butter. But you can do it if you want to, and I know a lot of people do, and they don't love it when I say that. So the reason why is because I just feel like the fats should come from food, that we shouldn't just be drinking calories to drink them. Anyway, tell me what smart coffee is, and I will tell you if I have a different opinion. All right. Okay, Monica asks, I upped my sodium and magnesium to try and solve bathroom issues, but gained over 3 pounds that week. Do I just need to keep going and your body will adjust? So she's up to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium and 8,000 to 9,000 sodium a day. That's pretty high for mag, and that's pretty high for sodium. You could probably lower it a little bit as long as things keep moving. But yeah, you need to be healthy in the digestion department as well. But yeah, it probably will just fall back off. I have noticed that if I miss my sodium for a day and I feel crappy, it takes a couple of days to catch back up, and usually I will retain water and then drop it back off if I don't keep up on it well. So you just have to play around with it and find your sweet spot. Do it for like 3-4 days, and if it's getting worse, cut it back. Cut it back 1,000, one less tablespoon or whatever. That's probably what I would recommend. Usually, though, that is common when you start it, for it to kind of put water on, because your body's finally like, yay, sodium! And then it goes, oh, we have plenty, and then it will flush it again. Okay. If you have low carbs or almost no carbs, does eating too much protein affect... She can't spell the word. Gluconeogenesis maybe? Yeah, you always have gluconeogenesis going no matter how much protein you eat if you're on keto. Your body needs a little bit of glucose to run its brain, and your brain turns whatever it has available into glucose, and yeah, that's usually protein. Some people find their blood sugar will go up with protein. Most people find that it doesn't. I don't have blood sugar issues. I overeat my protein probably every day. Like I say, my protein is 120, but I usually hit between 130 and 150 every day, just because that's what I eat, and that's what fills me up. So I say no, but I'm not a scientist and I don't know a heck of a lot about gluconeogenesis. I know that Ginger from Keto in the UK has studied it a lot. It used to be known that it was need-based and your body like would only do it when it needed it, which is technically true because your body always needs it. So you're always doing it. So if you're on keto, you're having gluconeogenesis no matter how much protein that you eat. So it's a heck of a lot of protein to cause protein toxicity. Like, I mean, a lot more than what I recommend. Okay. Ginger says, by the way, Tammy, I don't know if the video quality is better today or what, but I never noticed before, and your dimples are so cute. Girl, how can you not see these giant craters in my face? They've literally been there forever. And this is why I have my lamp here. Do you see? You can't see him as well, maybe? I don't know, maybe you can. It gives me this little light here. You guys, I'm the master of lighting. Don't feel like I look young just because I look young. I look young a lot because over here to the left of me, I have a bay window that is huge and it's giving this lovely soft light. You can see my wrinkles. Look, there they are. They're cute ones too, right? From raising my eyebrows too much. I like those. And then I have this light here to cast that little glow right there and make my dimple look cuter. And I like my lights back here for a little bit of headlight back here. Some people have suggested to put it behind my headboard to just like highlight my headboard, but it's not what it's for. It's highlight. It's a lighting thing. That's why I like them. And they're cute. And it's still winter. I mean, come on. Right? Ginger says that I've almost convinced her to make Soleil water. She's so lazy to actually make stuff. What do you mean you're lazy to make stuff? That's all you do on your channel is make ridiculously tempting desserts that tempt us and make us want to make them. I know you don't actually eat them, and you spend a lot of time on those. Girl, Soleil water takes like half a second to make it. It's so easy. But you just tried putting pink salt and potassium salt in water and you couldn't stomach it. Yeah, that's pretty normal. You know, like a lot of people don't like the taste of it, especially if you put the potassium salt in. It kind of has an odd flavor. But yeah, if you put the Mio drops in, that will cover that up and make it so it's not as bad. And it does taste like really strong Powerade that way, or Gatorade. Kendall says, what makes me crazy is when people say, I can't shoot Soleil water. If you can shoot tequila, you can shoot Soleil. That's a good point. When I watch people drink alcohol, I think, I don't think I could. Kate Randall says, is Soleil water good with apple cider vinegar? Sure, if that's how you want to take it, awesome. I'm not an apple cider vinegar person. I probably could be, but I just don't think about it. It's not in my daily regimen. Maybe it someday will. So if you're already taking it and you want to mix that with a little lemon and take it as a shot that way, go for it. Seriously. But yeah, be careful with taking it on an empty stomach. Kimia says she regretted that this morning too. Hey, Amanda Gessler is here. Hi, girl. I'm glad you're here. Okay, is Soleil water the same as pink salt in water? Technically, yes. The difference between Soleil water and just putting Himalayan salt in water and drinking it is the amount of sodium. So if you're just going to put some salt in, you have to weigh out your salt in grams and then add it to your water and make sure you get enough to reach 5,000 milligrams minimum of sodium. So I think there's like 300 milligrams in a quarter teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. So you need to do the math to figure how much that is, but I think it's a tablespoon and a half of pink salt you'd have to get down during the day. Like I said, I used to put mine in a baggie and I would just carry it around and put some in my hand and eat it whenever I felt like weird and try and get the whole baggie eaten by the end of the day. But that just took way too much time. I didn't really think to put it in water. I guess I should have tried that. The nice thing about the Soleil water is you can shoot it. You don't have to wait for it to dissolve. You don't have to weigh it out. If you have a bottle like this with a measurer, or you can mark a line on whatever carrier that you have and weigh it, and you weigh it by grams. Each gram is the same weight as a milliliter. So a tablespoon is 15 grams basically. So I can fit 22 grams in here. You measure that out, and then you can take it with you wherever and shoot it, and you don't have to think about it. You can easily track it. So it's technically the same exact thing, but it's just easier. Okay. Is it okay to do heavy cream in drinks, or is that bad? No, it's not bad. If that's what the way, I mean, I ate heavy cream for my dinner last night, whipped up with cream cheese because I wanted my fats to be higher. If you like that and it makes you happy and it's giving you the fats that you need and you're staying underneath your fat macro, then there's no reason why you can't add heavy whipping cream to your drink. That's totally up to you. But yeah, I just prefer not to. And I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't do bulletproof coffee. But I'm talking about like huge amounts. I'm talking about like, you know, putting a couple tablespoons of butter and some MCT oil and blending it up. To me, that just feels like you're getting too many calories just from drinking it. And you should get it from your food whenever you can. But yeah, like seriously, double cream in some diet soda, man, that sounds like a treat to me. I might try that. Okay. Do you get used to the Soleil? Yeah. It was gross at first. And like, it literally feels like you're like when you're in the ocean and you accidentally swallowed a mouthful of seawater. At first, it's really strong and it does burn your stomach. It hurts and it makes you want to puke. Like, it really does. So you just have to learn how you can get it in the way that makes you feel the best. But if you don't get your sodium in, this is just the easiest way to do it. If you don't get your sodium in, you will feel crappy. You may not know you feel crappy until you try getting more sodium in, and then you'll realize how much better you could have been feeling. Sometimes people going along on keto thinking they feel fine. I've had several friends who've tried that and upped their Soleil and been like, whoa, the energy. Oh my gosh, my energy level. And it was always just a little bit too low in sodium that was causing the issues. So I highly recommend it, getting it in how you need to get it in. Soleil is just the easy way to do it. All right, Luz asks, what is the best tasting Creo brew and where do you buy it? Ooh, the best tasting. That's a good question. That is purely like up to you. I really, really love the Ghana French roast, and my sister thinks it's disgusting, and pretty much everybody that's ever tried it, that's my friend, has thought it's disgusting, and then they will give me the bag they bought. I truly love it. It has a kind of burnt flavor. It's like burnt, and it feels really rich to me, and I like it. But if you're going for just a regular plain old hot chocolate taste, I feel like the most hot chocolatey one is probably the Ghana light roast or the medium roast. It's the green one, the green Ghana. There are two different Ghana ones. But honestly, you can't go wrong. They're all good. I think people think that it tastes stronger like hot cocoa just because of the way I describe it. It is a really light chocolate flavor. It is not really strong like actually making some, really good Swiss Miss or something or high-end chocolate. It's very thin like water. And so if you want it to taste like hot chocolate, you do have to sweeten it and add in a little cream or some half and half to kind of like fill it in, just like you would with coffee. You can double brew it, put it through your coffee maker twice. Sometimes that can bring a little bit richer flavor. I'm too lazy to do that, but Dave, when he makes it for me, he always does that. So he runs it through the percolator, and then he pours the water back in and runs it through the grounds again, and he swears it makes it taste better that way. But yeah, I love every kind they make. I haven't found one I didn't really like. The only one that I thought was too light tasting for me was probably Ecuador, but I still drink it. I love it. I drink whatever I have in my cupboard, which is right now mostly Maya. All right. Amy Lipkin asks, I notice you don't eat a lot of salads. Why is that? I'm lazy. Salads take too much time. That's all. I probably should with all my retaining water. I've heard that salads is a way to get the water to flush, but salad. I don't really like eating salad without dressing. I'm not going to spend the time to make my own dressing. And then I'm eating soybean oil and extra fats that I didn't really want to eat. And I just find I can eat zucchini without any fat at all. So I eat zucchini almost every day because I love it. I love spaghetti squash, and sometimes I'll mix cream cheese on my spaghetti squash. That is so good. But it's honestly just because I'm lazy and we're really in a hurry all the time. I'm like always on the go. Like the second I'm done with this live video, I haven't even eaten my breakfast. It was sitting here going cold. I should eat it, but I didn't think about the fact that I would have to like talk with my mouth full. So it's going to be cold when I eat it. But anyway, like I don't even have a lot of time. So I quickly make my eggs. I spray the pan with olive oil, make my eggs, cook my bacon. I save the bacon fat in a jar for later for cooking with other things. Because I know it's really rich in potassium and sodium. So I save that, and then I throw in a piece of cheese and grab me some yogurt, squirt in some meals, stir it up, and eat it. Like, that's all I have time for in the morning. I don't have to think about vegetables, though I'm sure I could benefit from that. And dinner time, I mean, it's what Chef Dave makes, and he makes zucchini most of the days because I like it, and I don't need extra fat on it. That's the main reason. But if you'll notice, in my next video that's coming out tomorrow, I ate salad a lot because I do eat salad every time I go out to eat, and I ate out almost the entire week. Well, half of the week, basically. So I did eat quite a bit of salad this last week. So I guess it just depends. I'm just not a big salad person. I don't know. But that's the only reason. Laziness. Karen Rothwell, the fact that you're in Disney World right now and watching me, I mean, Disney is my love. I love Disney. And the fact that you're there watching me makes me so happy. I saw your post about what you ate, and that looked so good. I've never actually been to Walt Disney World, and I'm like, man, they need some better restaurants at Walt Disney Land, because it was really hard for me to find keto foods that were big enough to fill me up for my meal. All right. Let's see. Keto Ruby says, hi, Tammy. I love the Keto Book Club. You guys, if you want to learn all about what Dr. Finney and Volek are telling us, the best way to do it is to read. And over on our Keto Chaos Facebook group, we are having little mini book clubs every Sunday evening. I think it's at 5 p.m. my time, Mountain Time, which I think is 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're reading right now The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living by Drs. Finney and Volek. We just did a book discussion on just the introduction, and we had such a great discussion on Sunday evening. So if you get a chance to hop on Amazon and buy it for the 2-day shipping and read the first chapter, we'd love to have you guys join us for our book discussion on Sunday evening. I will probably not be leading that one. It'll probably be Brandy who leads that discussion because I will most likely be on my way home from Pocatello at the same time. We're going to try and work it out, but like there's no cell service like between here and Pocatello. It's dead zone. So yeah, I might not be able to do the book club with you guys this Sunday, but we are going to be reading chapter 1 and discussing it. So head on over to the Keto Chaos Facebook group and get yourself a copy of the book, because we are all going to learn how the science works so that we can all help each other and so that we can help other people. And we don't have to rely on people telling us how they interpret it. We can interpret it how we would like to for our own selves. All right. Hey, Allison. Good to see you. She's been following me for 6 months. Wow. Thank you. One of my longtime viewers. I started this channel in August, so just a little over 6 months ago. That's awesome. All right. Kate Randall says she loves my positive energy. Awesome. Thank you. Where might she find the Soleil water recipe? I have a video on how to make Soleil, but you can just Google it. There's a easy to find recipe right when you Google it. You just Google Soleil water, it'll pop up. I can't remember whose website it is now. I used to know, but now I can't remember. But it's so easy. You just take a clear jar so that you can see through it. Fill it 1/4 to 1/3 way full with any kind of salt that isn't like the iodized table salt. So sea salt, pink Himalayan, fine ground, it doesn't matter. Fill it up about 1/4 to 1/3 of the way full. There's no like exact recipe. And then fill it up with water, shake it up a little bit, and let it sit overnight. 24 hours later, you'll see that the salt has separated from the water, and the clear water on the top is Soleil. And you can pour it out and start again and add more salt. You don't have to dump it out. You can use the same salt over and over, but you need to make sure you keep adding more to it. If you come to your Soleil water jar and there's nothing but sediment in the bottom, you don't have any like rock crystals left or salt that you can see, you didn't add enough and you need to add more and let it sit again. The key is err on the side of more salt than less, because you won't get it fully saturated. It's chemistry. You had your science lesson for today. It's about 1,400 milligrams. If it's perfectly saturated, it's exactly 1,434 milligrams per tablespoon. But we say approximately 1,400 because it's not always 100% saturated. Can Powerade Zero cause you to stall? No, not likely, unless you're drinking a ton of it. Because if you drink too much fluids, you'll flush too much sodium and your body will retain water in a vicious cycle of trying to contain your sodium. So as long as you're keeping your sodium level high, Powerade Zero is not going to hurt you, but it's also not going to help you. There's nothing in it that will help you. People always say that to me. Oh, I'm getting in my electrolytes. I'm taking my Powerade Zero every day. 1 Powerade Zero. I'm like, you need 50 Powerade Zeros to get enough sodium for the minimum. And then you've drunk too much water and you got to start over. So Powerade Zero is not going to help you with your electrolytes, but if you like it and you want to drink it, it's just like diet soda. It's fine. Okay. Aw, Sarah, she's cutting out on her logic, or her kids' logic class to hit a live video. She said she had too much Soleil water and magnesium calm yesterday. Whoopsie. Spent some time in the restroom. Yeah, I've been there. Neelam Jahangir. Are you from India? Cool. My daughter's from India. Is a water fast gonna work? Yes, technically. Technically, you will lose weight doing a water fast. But you also will most likely lose your muscle. And then when you go back on food, you're just going to pack on the fat again. I don't recommend long-term fasting. I know Optimal Ketogenic Living does. And if you really want to know about fasting and what they believe, they have some insane information over there that make you go, But I personally just can't get behind it. So if you want to know about extended fasting and you're curious about that, definitely go over there and check out that Facebook group, Optimal Ketogenic Living, because they are the fasting gurus of the planet. But as far as fasting goes, I don't recommend fasting more than intermittent, which means not more than 16 hours or 24 if you're going to do 1 meal a day. But if you're going to do intermittent fasting and do 2 meals, or if you're going to do 1 meal a day, you still need to get your protein in that meal. And that's hard. So yeah, you want to lose weight, go to my Facebook page, join the Facebook page, use the macros that we have listed there. You'll lose weight. Most likely. It's very rare that you'll find somebody that's having trouble, and usually we can pinpoint why. So if you want to lose weight, join my Facebook group. That's why you got to find out the information. Where'd I get this bottle? Amazon. Actually, I got it at Chevron gas station, but they have them at Amazon in all different shapes and sizes and different brands. So, and they're cheap. They're not like, I think they're like $12, so it's not too bad. Okay. Ginger from Keto in the UK asks, Tammy, did I dream it, or did you mention something about pork rinds not counting as protein at some point? You did not imagine it. The amino acids in protein in the amino acids in pork rinds are not sufficient basically for muscle protein synthesis. I think that's it. I could be wrong. The site who shall not be named recommended that. I do not know the source of that information, but they said that pork rinds are not a full protein, and neither is collagen powder. So those should not be counted towards your protein macro. You do need to count them towards your fat macro though, which is why I rarely eat them, because they are just basically a fat bomb. And so not highly recommended. Okay. Amanda Gessler asks, I accidentally purchased magnesium oxide. Should I take that until I get the right kind, or would it not do anything for me? You can take it. I took it at the beginning, and I did okay. It's just only 4% absorbable, so it's hard to know how much you should take. in order to feel, have your system moving and have no muscle cramps, because low magnesium can lead to muscle cramping as well. But I highly recommend getting a different kind ASAP. Oxide is just basically a waste of money, and it's not going to help you that much. Get some glycinate, get some citrate. There's a great post on our Facebook group about what those different ones do. Like glycinate is supposed to relax you, and citrate is supposed to help you with your bowels. So maybe those of you who are using, like the girl who was using 1,000 milligrams of magnesium, maybe you just need a different type. Maybe you need to switch to citrate so that you can use a lower amount. I don't know, maybe. All right. Is my body shape considered an apple body shape? No. I am actually hourglass, almost perfectly. My hips are a few inches larger than my bust line, but I do have a defined waist. I don't have a pear or apple shape, I don't think. Is that apple? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about either. I don't know what I am shapely. That's all I know. I'm curvy. And I do tend to lose from my whole body. Sometimes I'll have a like this last month, I've been losing only up at the top and not as much at the bottom. But for the most part, I stayed pretty even the whole time, which is not common apparently. All right. Can you borrow Chef Dave? He's a gem. And no, I guess not, because he's really, really busy. I have him really busy. He works 2 jobs. He's not a chef. He's actually a supervisor for the local water company Fleet. He used to be a mechanic, and he is the supervisor there now. And he also works as a mechanic on the side most evenings, and still finds time to make dinner for me and all of the kids for multiple meals. I don't think there are many Chef Daves in this world. So yeah, I'm not going to part with him. Sorry. I kind of like him a little bit. Maybe you could borrow him one day if you paid for us both to come, and then I could mentor you one-on-one while Chef Dave did all the cooking for you for a full day if you paid all the expenses. That would be fun. I would do that. Why not? All right. Kendall's telling me it's super easy to make ranch with yogurt and garlic, dill, and chives. I know. We've done it. I don't know. Maybe someday. I just get in my groove, and I hate changing things. I don't know. Suk asks, am I vegan? Nope. Definitely not vegan. This is literally my breakfast. Bacon and eggs. I am not vegan. I eat bacon and eggs every day, and I eat all kinds of meat at night. You can do keto if you are vegan, but you cannot, it is difficult to do the higher protein that I am doing, the higher protein, lower fat vegan keto. It's really complicated. So I don't think it's possible to do it without animal protein, to be completely honest. Fernando wishes he had my dimples. You know what, Fernando? My girls didn't get my dimples. My boys did. Is that even fair? It's just not even fair. My little Virginia, my blondie, she keeps saying, do you see my dimple? Because she has this teensy little one like this, like mine, right there. And she's always like, do you see my dimple, mommy? Do you see my dimple, mommy? I'm like, yeah, I see it, babe. But it's just, my 15-year-old Oliver has dimples like this. He is like my little mini. And everyone says he looks like Dave, but he's my mini. Like, I look just like him. Okay, Christy Fails asks, I was doing the high-fat keto diet and started switching to the way you're doing it. What are some tips to help someone switching over? It is hard to get out of the higher fat mindset once you have been doing it for a while. It's hard to kind of flip your switch in your brain to convince yourself that your body fat will make up for the fat you don't eat. You're still going to be eating, technically, you're still going to be having a higher fat diet when you're doing it, because your body will just take what you eat and burn it, and then burn the rest it needs from your body. So it's still the same ratio. The best ways to do it is to just switch to leaner meats. That's the fastest way. So go from your bacon that has a higher fat to protein ratio and look for one that's even, 50-50. Most center cut is going to be 50% protein, 50% fat. Eat more chicken breast, eat more lean meats, like lean beef, like sirloin. We go and get like a sirloin roast or a rump roast, and we just chop it up into steaks. Chef Dave made a little tip about that. It's going to come out in my video tomorrow if I get it edited in time. Like I said, I'm behind. My Mentor Monday has not been edited yet, and I recorded it yesterday, and it's still not out. I'm so sorry. Doing my best. It is hard to find the time to do all of this stuff and keep up with everything else, and we're going out of town again Friday. So we're going to Idaho to Pocatello for another dance competition. So trying to get everything done is hard, but switch over your yogurt from full fat to zero, and believe it or not, full fat has more carbs than zero. People always say that the zero has more carbs, but if you look at the back, it really doesn't. Has fewer. Switch to lower fatty cheeses, so avoid cheddar and switch to things like provolone or even pepper jack's pretty good, and mozzarella. The low part skim mozzarella is good. And switch over from heavy cream to half and half, but watch the carbs. Let's see. What else? Switch to 1/3 less fat cream cheeses. Just kind of be more aware. Use olive oil spray instead of actual olive oil to cook your veggies. Try not to put butter on top of your veggies unless you need it in your fat macro. Those are just some tips. So I hope that helps. Yeah. What % chocolate is okay to eat on keto? Can it be any dark chocolate? 70 or above, the higher the better. But I recommend doing the Lily brand with the erythritol because it's the safest. Even the high dark chocolate, the Lindt brand, has sugar in it. So you're still going to get some sort of insulin spike. Erythritol has an insulin spike of 1. So it's just safer if you want to avoid going into fat storage mode. You want to be in fat burn, not fat storage. Okay. Oh no. Kathy says, I started using Soleil water yesterday and today, and I can't stop peeing. Okay, that's a great thing. That means you're having a whoosh, and your body is no longer panicking about your sodium, and it's going, and taking a breath. And your scale should go down. And just keep up on your sodium, and it should stay down. Mine goes up and down. I don't know if it's me and my sodium or what, but for the most part, it comes off of you and stays off for the most part. Okay. Have I ever thought of doing an ebook in all my spare time? I mean, I couldn't even find time to make a marketing kit to send out to the Zevia brand soda who wanted me to do a video about their soda. So finding time to write a book is probably not going to happen for a long time. But, I've thought about it, definitely. Like, I could probably do that. Writing's not my strong suit, though I used to write in high school. It's probably possible. All right. I cannot read Spanish, so yeah. Do I offer one-on-one mentoring? I haven't really done that, but I can. If you want to message me on Instagram or on Facebook, we could work something out. I'm trying to do a Patreon where I do something like that, where I offer like a smaller group chats or something. But like I said, I'm just so busy. The easiest way for me to one-on-one mentor is just to message back and forth on a Facebook Messenger or on Instagram. I don't always respond to every Facebook Messenger message. But if you wanted to arrange some sort of coaching thing, I could definitely do that. One of my moderators, Brandy Niemeyer, is actually doing that now. So she knows everything I know. And if you'd rather just join the Facebook group and connect with Brandy, she's a really great coach too. Just message me about that and we'll see what we can work out. All right. Sandra says she's just joining and hoping she didn't miss much. I think you missed a little bit. We've got 11 more minutes, but if you have any questions, post them and I'll see if I can get to them. Liberté yogurt is supposedly better. I haven't seen it here. I haven't been able to find the Icelandic skyr as well. I hear that one is also good, but I haven't been able to find it. I mean, it's Utah. We are pretty limited in what we've got around here, right? I mean, we've got Walmart. I have found Lily in stores, Lily chocolate bars in stores. Yes, Amanda. But they're all local ones. So the places around here in Utah that I have found them are Reams, Harmon's, and Smith's. Was it Reams? Maybe it wasn't Reams. I think Reams has the Creo brew. Harmon's and Smith's have it. Harmon's has the best selection. They have every kind. So I can go a little crazy over there. I haven't bought any this week because I ate so much of it last week that I feel like I did a little overkill. And maybe that was part of my water retention. Maybe I overate my carbs, just not realizing, because I wasn't doing total. I was doing net with my Lily bars. I don't know. So yeah, they're good, but you can definitely binge them. Oh, sorry, Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. My good friend does, though. And her husband is from Brazil, and she speaks some Portuguese. But alas, she doesn't ever come on my YouTube, and she doesn't ever go on Facebook. But she does do keto, and I am her coach, and she has lost almost 100 pounds since April of last year. All right, leg cramps. Your leg cramps are from your electrolytes. So if you're not getting enough sodium, and I mean a lot of sodium, like 5,000 milligrams plus, then you're going to dump your potassium and probably your magnesium too. So you're not going to be able to get back on top of those leg cramps until you get your sodium levels high enough. So keep taking your sodium. Like, you got to take a lot of it. I know it's hard to believe, but you got to take a lot of it because your body flushes it more when you don't have enough sodium, or it hangs onto water. It does one or the other, and you end up in a world of hurt, literally. When I get leg cramps, I know it's mostly my sodium that I've messed up on, but I have to take some more potassium salts and extra magnesium, and sometimes do a magnesium soak in the tub in order to get back out of that cramping. It takes days to get out of it. But I make sure that my sodium level is really high, because if your sodium level is low, your body will flush the other electrolytes more. So if you're having cramping, up your sodium first, and then work on your other ones and get until you get back into balance, and then just keep that high level of sodium. All right. Heart palpitations, same thing. Usually potassium, probably sodium. It's your electrolytes. If you're having any kind of issues like that where your muscles are twitching, it's because your sodium levels are probably too low. So's that. Do I do popsicles? Nope. Not unless I make them myself. I suppose you could. I suppose you could make them out of Mio and water. Make some popsicles. Why not? You can use Mio in anything. I used Mio in my heavy whipping cream and cream cheese last night to make a lemon custardy type thing. That was pretty decent. All right. I tend to crave salt. Does that mean I need to add more? Whether it's from the Soleil water or for the food? Probably. If you're craving salt, you probably need more. Yeah. And like I said, different people need different amounts. I know some people that are perfectly happy on 3,000 milligrams of sodium. But me, I have to have 8,000. So it just depends on you. When you feel energized and your brain is very clear, you'll know you have enough. And if you're not having diarrhea, because if you get too much, you will be in the restroom. Hello, Oman. All right. Where to get the Soleil water? You make it. So you just need some kind of sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, or I like the pink Himalayan rock salt so that I can actually see it in the bottom. I have a video on how to make it, but you just basically put salt in the bottom of your clear jar and fill it up with water, shake it up, let it sit overnight, and then the clear water on the top, you can pour it off into a container, and that's your Soleil water. There's a video on how to make it. It's spelled S-O-L-E water. E with a little over the top. So yeah, Soleil water. Yeah, okay then. Now the trolls have joined us. And they're really bad ones again. Why don't I ever get the good trolls? If you guys watched my last video, I burned one of those trolls last week because, dude, he had the perfect in and he didn't use it. It was lame. So, yeah, I'm not going to be taking my top off anytime soon. Sorry. It's not much to see there. Alrighty. Anybody else have questions? Come on, we have 6 more minutes, guys. Soleil is sun in French. Yes, when it's spelled with an L. I'm not sure if it's spelled S-O-L-E, if it means the same thing in a different language. Ginger doesn't get trolls. She feels like she's not important enough. I know, the first time I got a troll, I was really excited because I was like, woohoo, that means random lame teenagers who are watching YouTube for no reason came across my channel and went, I'm going to watch that girl. Why? But cool. Yeah. All right. You added more salt and you started gaining. How long have you been doing the higher sodium? Sometimes it just takes your body a few days to get used to the idea, and then it will drop the water. But it's water weight. It's all it is water weight. You can gain. I know you're not a troll. I'm answering your question. No, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you can gain on it, but it normally doesn't last. So if you keep that sodium level high enough, eventually your body will go, oh, okay, and it will drop the water. Hey guys, no crying by my door, okay? Go cry somewhere else. Love you. I'm not famous, Kendall. I'm totally not famous yet. I don't know if that I want to be famous. It's kind of scary, guys. Like, a little bit scary. I keep hoping, though, that someone, like, lives in Pocatello and is going to be like, let's have a meetup. And, like, fangirl me. But so far, nobody lives close enough to Pocatello to get together with me. Let's see. Best way to add fiber to your diet is to get more veggies. You can eat a lot of veggies on keto. If you only get your carbs from veggies, you can get a heck of a lot, like, in. So if you're needing to up your fiber, that's the reason. Is your doctor suggesting that because of, like, polyps, or, like, what is the reason he's suggesting higher fiber? You might not necessarily need it. But, you know, if your doctor told you to, then you should probably get it. But I would personally get it from eating more vegetables. Leafy greens, salads are awesome. Have a lot of fiber. Okay. What if you have high blood pressure? Still up the sodium? Yep. Yes. Watch your blood pressure. Take it every day, multiple times. Just double check it. And I would probably start, if I have high blood pressure currently, right now, I would probably start with only 3 grams of Soleil. Oh my gosh. Sodium. 3,000 milligrams of sodium. And then I would raise it. Eat every 3-4 days until you get to a certain point where you feel good and your blood pressure doesn't go up. If it starts to go up, go back down. But most likely it will not go up. My blood pressure when I started this way of eating was daily very high. I'm trying to remember now the numbers. Oh, I'm forgetting them over time. 174-ish over anywhere from 94 to 96. So not like stroke level, but high enough to be extremely concerning. And it had been that high since I was pregnant with my son. And I didn't start keto until he was 1. So I had been living with high blood pressure that whole time and trying to eat low sodium, and it didn't help me at all. And I just gained a ton of weight. I gained 50 pounds over that year and got up to 374 pounds. And I started right in on the salt. I didn't like measure it the first couple of weeks, but I would just take it whenever I felt crappy. And then I got to the point after a couple of weeks that I would take it. It took about, I want to say 3 months before my blood pressure started going down, but it never went up any higher when I was taking those higher levels of sodium. So as long as you're monitoring it, keep taking your meds. And if you are taking meds, keep in mind that it might actually lower your blood pressure and it might dangerously lower it. So keep watching it. Do not mess around with it, especially if you're taking meds, because sometimes it's been known to make your blood pressure tank. How many carbs do I take per day, total or net? I stick to 21 or fewer carbs. I do net carbs, but I don't eat any ketofied things like tortillas or bars. So all of my net is coming from my veggies only. And then I do half carbs on my dairy. I have a video about, not my dairy, but my yogurt. I have a video about yogurt and why you can do half carbs. And there's definitely two sides of that camp. So if you don't agree with me on that, that's fine. You don't have to count half carbs. You can count them total. All right. How have I dealt with family and friends not being supportive? I mostly just ignore and keep on doing what I'm doing. And honestly, for the most part, everybody's been really supportive. I think a lot of people didn't think that I could do it, like didn't think that it would work. And wow, are they surprised now? I just kept on keeping on, and now I'm 150 pounds down, and those people are wishing they jumped on the train with me. Some of them even have jumped on with me since I have shown them that it works. But when I first started, people kind of were like, yeah, good for you. Good luck with that. Because I would walk around saying I was going to lose 100 pounds in 9 months. And heck, if I didn't lose it in 8 months, yeah. So I just basically just kept doing my thing. And they saw from the progress that it worked. Yeah, and I didn't really talk about it super a lot until I had lost 100 pounds. I mean, my good friends and family knew, but I didn't advertise it on Facebook, and I didn't do it on YouTube or anything like that. She was asking if little carbs and higher protein kick you out of ketosis. Nope. I have little carbs and high protein every day. I'm in ketosis. I'm burning fat. I've lost 150 pounds. Nope. Won't do it. If people are telling you that it will do it, they're telling you not the truth. Read the book, Art and Science of Ketogenic Living. Go to Virta Health and read the blogs there about protein levels and what's recommended on a keto way of eating, and you will be surprised. You guys, Amanda, you have a different situation than me because your family is all needing this diet, and everyone's eating together and everyone's living together and stuff like that. So that's a lot more complicated when you don't have your really close family on board. But the best thing I can tell you is to just keep on doing it and lead by example. They're going to see. Eventually the scale is going to drop. If you're doing it right, if you're tracking every bite, if you're following those macros, if you're getting in your electrolytes, your body, literally, it's scientifically impossible for your body to be putting on fat, and you have to be burning it because you're at a deficit. So sometimes you just got to be more patient, but don't give in and eat any carbs because you're just going to have to start all over again. But yeah, you just have to make your meal and eat alongside them and let them eat whatever, and don't judge them and don't expect them to do what you're doing. And you can even tell them that. You can say, you know what, guys, you guys can do whatever you want. I love you, and you can eat however you want to, and I'm not going to judge you or feel like you should change. But me, I want to try this. I want to do this and see if it will work for me. So I really need you guys to support me. If they love you, they'll understand. It makes them uncomfortable because they feel like you expect them to do it. But if you're making it clear that you don't expect anything from them, that's where you're going to get a place where you can be, together, and you can support each other. Okay, so you had a colonoscopy and they said you need more fiber. That's probably because they may have seen polyps. I know that. Wait a minute. Okay. Go and check. We have a new macro chart. You can do up to 20 carbs. We swapped the carbs for protein in order to keep the same ratio on our first chart, the initial one that we made. But we went actually into Finney and Volek's actual recommendations, and I say we, it was not me. It was actually Brandy Niemeyer who did the legwork, and she figured out, basically what we did is we figured out the protein that you need to be 1.8 grams per kilogram of lean body mass average for height. And then we did a 35% deficit for an average person. And that's where we got our macros from. So if you wanted to figure your own out, you could do it that way. You can make it a higher deficit if you would like. It's up to you. But yeah, you can have up to 20 carbs, you know, and that's net carbs with veggies. And my Mentor Monday video is a veggie one. Do I track calories? Yes, technically, but not really. I track my macros, and I try and stick to my 120 protein, 78 fat, 21 or fewer carbs. And the calories fall into line. They're always under 1,300. Yeah, you got to be 20 grams. 20 grams is keto, and that's where you're going to be in ketosis. All right, I have to go, you guys. My daughter is late. I'm like 10 minutes late to leave, and I haven't eaten yet, so I really got to go. I love you all, and I am happy that you're here, and it's so nice to chat with you guys, even with our trolls. I kind of feel like we get to become better friends this way, and I am all about friends. I'm all about relationships, and YouTube is the coolest way to have relationships with people. I love it. So I just wanted to say thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll talk to you again soon. Oh, and Nona Grace, you got to give me a sticky out tongue face if you made it this far. Let's see if she could do that one. Bye, everybody. I love you.